All right, welcome everyone. We're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
BoJack Horseman, Season 5, Episode 12.
All right, finale.
Oh my
Season
god.
5. The last episode was definitely a showstopper, for sure.
In
holy
many
shit.
different ways.
Yeah. Gina was just assaulted by BoJack. He was strangling her.
She's alive.
She's fine for now.
Yeah.
BoJack, though, you are in a trip right now. You are hanging, literally, your life is hanging by a thread, like probably medically, like
yes, right, yeah.
like
in other ways as well.
in other ways as well, but yeah,
also in a very physical
your liver
sense.
is probably failing. You're probably actually going through some shit medically internally. And
if
stuff.
anything were to like make me think that this show is going to end with BoJack dying, I feel like the previous episode really made me think that might happen. Because even if it's not from a direct overdose, it's just but you fucked up your body so much, it's not going to last that long.
Yeah, my thing that I'm more like worried about right now is the BoJack. Does he get to kind of avoid the major consequences of this because he's famous, because he's wealthy, because he's got powerful friends and stuff? Or is this a thing where they're all going to let him actually experience the real natural consequences of this and, get sent to,
My most optimistic outcome for this is that he gets the option to avoid the consequences and he chooses not to.
That is,
but I don't think that's
that's
not BoJack.
Not who he is. But
No.
I admire your optimism. If we can get a nice, good, proper end note to the Filbert story, so that we can properly adjust into season 6 without any crazy I was in prison for 10 years skip kind of thing, I would very much be impressed and appreciate that. But yeah, y'all, without further ado, let's get into this.
You shut down production?
Just for a couple of days.
Injury issue.
Stunt went slightly awry.
Oh my god.
Yep.
What?
Just a little strangled, like the minimum amount of strangled. Everyone's fine now. It's like it didn't even happen.
Yep.
Some crew members might have taken some video of the incident that could leak to the press at any moment.
I'm pulling the plug.
No!
What? It's too dangerous.
We put your side on the map, boyo, so don't get squeamish now about sunk cost. You need us like a fish needs a bicycle in Portland, Austin, Boulder, or Minneapolis, St. Paul.
What?
Fine. Switch Boulder and Austin and move the Twin Cities to the front. Now, can you give me a chance to get everything under control?
You have one more chance. You promise me you can take care of this?
This is my only priority.
Because my boss has made it very clear that if we let him down, he will, quote, eat my ass for dinner.
Yes, I'm sure
Amazing.
he will. Perfect.
I love that all the other people are in the room acknowledging that the robot is the boss and not saying anything.
Yep.
Oh boy.
Fuck. Okay.
Hey, buddy. Well, how are you feeling today?
Am I supposed to be on set right now?
You just stay right there. Do me a favor,
God,
though.
music.
Maybe don't watch any TV or go on the internet until I get there, okay?
What?
Stuart,
What up?
draft an email to Biscuits Braxby. I want to set up an interview for... I'm getting another call.
You want that part in the email?
Princess Carolyn, it's Sadie.
Ah!
Remember me? I was gonna give you my baby.
Oh my god.
Of course I remember you, Sadie. Unfortunately, this isn't a great time.
I interviewed a lot of people for adoption. After I told them I wasn't gonna give them the baby, they all went cold or nasty. You were still nice. I think that's a sign. Ugh! My boyfriend left me, my mama stole my truck, and I don't want this baby no more.
Oh, fish, Sadie. I'm kind of in the middle of something.
I'm about as deep in contractions as an apostrophe. But if this baby pops out and you're not here, I'm putting it in a dumpster.
What?
I'm giving it to someone else. Oh.
Nice.
It's really great how you don't need nice things to be happy.
Yes, I agree.
Now that we're on Strangle hiatus, I can't stop thinking about that thing that happened the night of the Filbert premiere.
Strangle hiatus.
Yeah.
And stay on topic.
Yeah.
The thing between us.
Got it.
When we had
Yeah.
sex?
Right.
I was on top and then briefly on bottom, humany style.
Yep, I remember.
Humany style.
Oh my god.
I hate keeping secrets from people. This is like Rob Schneider's surprise party all over again.
You cheating on your girlfriend is not the same.
You're right. This is much less sad and involves more people. Not good at giving bad news. You do it?
What?
No!
I'm more of a good news guy.
You want your ex-wife to explain the fact that you cheated with your ex-wife to your current girlfriend?
Every idea sounds stupid if you describe what it is. So I made you feel gross, and now...
No! You didn't make me anything. I feel all the time like a garbage fire. I am a rudderless, burning large garbage barge.
But I don't usually, and now for the first time ever I do. And
Yeah.
I don't know what to do with that feeling.
Good!
Great!
Great!
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Saw that coming.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Exactly do you think happened last night?
I don't know. We shot some stuff?
There was an accident on set and Gina got injured.
Oh my god, she did?
She's fine. Some footage has gotten out.
Footage?
Some people might get the impression that you were trying to hurt Gina.
But I wasn't.
Of course not.
What did happen?
So, the two of you are gonna do a sit-down
Yep.
interview.
Yep.
All you need to say is that you know the footage looks bad, but you and Gina are actors. You performed a convincing scene, and you can't wait for everyone to see the new season.
It seems like you've got everything under control.
Yep. Saw this coming.
So is he gonna go on to the interview not knowing what happened?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Crazy, this adoption process, but I think once I get a baby, my life will be less hectic, you know?
Huh.
That must be why new mothers always seem so chilled out and well rested.
Sorry I broke every piece of furniture you own. So what happens now?
I don't know.
I have to tell Pickles. I'll tell her you and I had a talk.
Okay.
We're getting back together.
Wait, what?
But she's a great girl.
No, no.
But she is a great girl.
No. About them getting back together.
I think you misunderstood.
Why do you keep doing this?
Why do you
What?
keep doing this?
Because I love you.
Don't say that.
It's true.
We can't do this ever again.
I told you were great at giving bad news. That is not what I wanted to hear.
Oh my god.
This interview is gonna go down smooth, like a 1995 Zinfandel. You ever try one of those 95 Zins? Bad year for Oklahoma Federal buildings.
Oh my god.
Wow.
Don't forget to plug your show. Then I go, wow, this has been so illuminating. Thank you so much. We'll be out of here before traffic. I'm talking about the Steven Soderbergh movie Traffic. It's playing on FX tonight, and I'm hoping to catch it.
Am I crazy
Nice.
or was she kind of hitting on me?
Yeah, you guys have a real flirty energy.
You gotta show me this video.
No, I really don't think that's necessary.
I'm gonna look like an idiot if I don't know what I'm talking about. How bad could it be? Cut to, oh, it's really bad. Hey, wow, look at me go. Oh, look out, I'm getting really, well, this looks like, because I'm actually...
Yeah. Shit.
Okay.
What
I'm
have
glad
you been
Princess
up to?
Carolyn
Tell me
showed him.
everything.
Well,
Yeah.
actually, I've been working on a book of essays.
Okay, I was obviously just asking to be polite, and it's very rude of you to assume that I care. Girl Crush is pivoting to video, and I want
No!
you to be the face.
Oh, God.
Every woman under 40 will tune in to hear what you have to say, and possibly women over 40 have no way of knowing because they're invisible to our sight metrics. My parents never said no to me growing up, so I'm literally incapable of processing it as a concept.
I don't know what I'm doing. I can't be a trusted news source or an authority or a role model.
No one called you a role model. Settle down.
Oh.
You hold everyone to an impossible standard, including yourself. Helpful for writing hot take shakedowns and clickbait takedowns, but totally toxic for your personal life and internalized sense of self.
Wait.
She's right, but she does it to too much of an extreme herself.
The world is unforgiving enough as it is. The least we could do is find ways to forgive each other and ourselves.
Then maybe
Wait.
we should be more forgiving in our content and maybe not publish so many takedowns.
Diane.
That's so cute.
That was amazing.
That was actually kind of incredible.
Hey,
Oh, no.
No, Stuart.
The
this
interview
a
is
very
here,
bad time.
Jacob.
We're about to shoot the interview.
Oh, God.
Anyway, this lady showed up at the office and she was being super annoying, so I brought her here.
What lady?
Hey,
Oh.
We're having a bit of a PR crisis. As soon as this is settled, I will take the first plane there. But this is just not the best time.
Don't do it. My mom worked all the time and she never made time for me. I felt so alone growing up.
What?
Parents broke up when we were babies and wouldn't even talk to each other.
Oh, Tracy, I had no idea.
All I had was this half of a medallion with part of the family crest on it. I'll never know.
Boring.
Sorry, but your story sucks.
Oh my God.
Who wasn't separated from their families?
Yeah.
The exact thing happened to me. You don't see me bitching about it. God, get over yourself.
Get over yourself. Maybe you'd be happier if you freed yourself from that expectation and just live the life you clearly rather be living.
What is with people spitting amazing wisdom?
She's in one of her moods.
Yep, come closer.
Nutty, we both have the left half of a medallion.
No,
like
yours is the right half.
Mine's the right half.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, okay.
Hello, BoJack.
Are you okay?
Makeup covered the bruises.
Gina, I'm so sorry.
Let's just do the interview, okay?
I'm gonna come clean about everything.
Please get in position.
Shit.
No, don't do that.
Gina, what I did to you, and it looked pretty bad.
Yeah, I'll say it was pretty bad. It was assault. If there were any justice, you would be in jail right now. But my career, after so many failed attempts, is finally starting to take off.
Right.
Yeah.
And all that goes away if I'm just the girl who got choked by BoJack Horseman.
I can't lie about this.
I don't want you to be the most notable thing that ever happened to me.
Fuck. Wow. Holy shit.
Gina,
You need to do this for me, okay? I will be civil to you on set when we have scenes together, but otherwise, I never want to think about you again. We're so excited to be here, aren't we, BoJack?
Yeah.
I'm here with BoJack Horseman and Gina Casador. That video.
Oh my god, it's so embarrassing.
All a misunderstanding.
I mean, it's kind of hilarious. We've actually been laughing about it here on set.
BoJack looks so angry in the video. You look terrified.
Biscuits, we're actors. It's what we do.
Actors.
She takes it immediately.
Is the story true? Are you two an item?
Looks like you got your scoop.
What's it like dating your co-star?
It's so great.
I'll bet sometimes, though, you want to strangle each other. This has been illuminating.
That's a cut.
That was amazing.
Okay, it's done.
I mean, nobody's gonna buy that.
You wanted to see me, Mr. Fondle?
What?
I must make love to you. Nice boobs.
That's exactly right. Those guys were nice, but they were total boobs. I'm gonna go review the third quarter budget with our diagnostics team.
Insufficient power.
Are you saying I don't have the authority to do my job?
Now entering sleep mode.
You wanna sleep with me?
That's what...
So first he said I had insufficient power.
Oh my god!
And then he asked me to connect to his power source.
Did you feel physically threatened?
But he did make a mention of low battery.
It is never acceptable to threaten an employee with battery at any level.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Sexual harassment o'clock.
Oh my god.
Has quickly snowballed into an avalanche of accusation as women at every level have come forward with their own harrowing stories when the big hand meets the little hand.
He wanted to get all up in my guts with his penis and ejaculate inside me. I just thought it was typical corporate banter, but now I'm like,
Men should not be engaging in predatory behavior at the office. Now, the pendulum's going to swing too far in the other extreme where they'll be held accountable for that behavior, and that's not ideal.
Fondle is a sex robot, and he should not be a CEO of any company.
You're speaking metaphorically, right?
No.
The board has taken decisive action, placing him on an indefinite paid leave. Meanwhile, we will be scaling back and refocusing on our original mission of being a website you can go to if you don't know what time it is. Great day for the women of this company, many of whom will be laid off.
Oh my god.
Todd wanted me to let you know that the network folded, everyone got fired, and your show's canceled.
It's all over.
What are you talking about? It's not over.
Someone could buy the show.
What time is it right now is gone, but there are like a billion other websites, right? Or if we're really desperate, TNT. She's gone. Unless I was Princess Carolyn the whole time.
Oh, fish. The end of the line.
Hiya, hotshot. How'd you like a corner office at Disney, Fox, AT&T, AOL, Time Warner, PepsiCo, Viacom, Halliburton, Skynet, Toyota, Trader Joe?
You know this guy just got fired for sexual harassment, right?
Yeah, so he's learned his lesson and he's ready to re-enter the workforce. Give us a call.
I love it.
There's something I want to show you.
The junkyard.
What? Why did you
Regress
hammer
us
for that? And it was inverted.
The last time I saw you, you said you still believed I could be a better person. I need you to write one of your takedowns about me. Can't write anything about Gina, but the other stuff, everything. I'm a bad guy, and the world needs to know.
There's no such thing as bad guys. We're all just guys. who do good stuff sometimes and bad stuff sometimes, and all we can do is try to do less bad stuff.
She's in the place that he was at.
Yeah.
So you need to stop using that as an excuse.
I am asking to be held accountable.
And I'm telling you, it's not gonna happen. No one is gonna hold you accountable. You need to take responsibility for yourself.
I don't know how to do that.
Wait.
This is it.
Oh.
My special thinking spot.
Lionel Richie album and finger each other's holes.
You have to leave the dog out here, yeah.
I love you, Father.
It's okay. It's over now. It's all over.
The shutting of the eyes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Amazing. Beautiful.
She's beautiful. What are you gonna call her? Untitled Princess Carolyn Project.
Hey, do you think my cactus is gonna be okay if I'm not there for 6 weeks?
I think your cactus is gonna be okay.
Is this a mistake?
Oh.
No.
Rehab? Okay.
Wow, it feels so weird to be eating here.
Took you here because I wanted you to be somewhere you felt comfortable. I need to talk to you about something.
This is
But
really bad.
now this
Why
is-
would you do this to me?
I didn't even tell you what it is yet.
No one ever needs to talk about something good. Whatever it is, we're going to get through it together. Whatever it is, I love you, and nothing's going to change that. What is it?
Literally the puppy dog eyes.
Marry me?
No!
What do I say when I go in?
You say, hello, I am BoJack Horseman. Obviously, you've probably heard of me. I'm very famous. Sober me up, please.
What if I get sober and I'm still the same awful person I've always been?
That is a very real possibility.
Don't be shitty.
I'm not.
No, that's possible.
Yeah.
It isn't. No.
Let's just turn around and go home.
You want to go home?
Is that okay?
Look, you have two options. You can try to do things your way like you've been doing all your life.
Whoa.
Or you can see what these guys have to offer.
That's true.
Yeah, that's okay.
I don't understand why you're being so nice to me.
When I was in high school, I had this friend, and we did everything together. Until she got adopted by the cool kids, and then she turned on me. Every secret she knew about me, every vulnerability, she made me miserable my entire sophomore year. That summer, when her mom got sick, and all her cool friends were off vacationing in Martha's Vineyard, I was there for her.
Why?
Because I'm an idiot, hated her, and I will never forgive her. But she needed me, and she was my best friend. And now you're here. And I hate you, but you're my best friend, and you need me.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's that simple.
Hello, I am BoJack Horseman. Obviously, you know who I am because I'm very famous. I am here because I need help.
Wow.
Okay.
Holy shit. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. Beautiful. Getting out of the tar pit.
Who knows?
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Love it.
Ending a season like that. That is
Yeah.
amazing. Shit.
Okay.
I loved the Gina thing of like, you can't do this to me. I don't want the biggest thing in my life to be you.
Yeah, that's...
Fuck, man.
Yeah, it's so good.
BoJack goes to therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So we will have a time skip, but it won't be like 10 years. It'll be like
90 days.
Or like 6 months.
6 months or something. Yeah.
Dang. Okay.
All right.
All right, y'all.
Okay.
Damn.
I love
this
it.
episode gave us
Delightful.
More than we could have wanted, and also like a very tight, small package. Like there's
Mhm.
not actually as much to get into because it's
No.
all set up stuff for future storylines with all the other side characters.
Yep.
And then BoJack goes to therapy.
Right.
I'm not to therapy, to rehab.
To rehab.
Even better.
Like, okay.
So the idea that BoJack, after the events of the previous episode, was so drugged up that he didn't actually remember what happened.
Yep.
You can look at that as either the drugs, him sequestering the memory away because it was too
He
shocking.
does
or
not
what have
want
you.
to think about that or remember that. Yeah.
He had a near-death experience, so he blacked out, and it was just a very scary thing for him. So he was more focused on the fact that like I blacked out, and when I woke up, I felt like shit.
And
you know,
I love that. I love the direction that they took it with regards to consequences for BoJack. Like that was very well thought out. I feel like because the bit of Gina being like, nope,
don't you dare ruin this for me.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Right? Awesome. And BoJack actually did it, right? Because his tendency in this situation would still be to make everything about him.
Yes.
Which,
of course he would.
Of course he would, right?
BoJack.
Right?
Yeah.
And that is there is an element of that where it could be helpful in that he's trying to make things right, but this is not the time or the place for that.
This is not the time or the place.
That is not what they want. You can't get the self-satisfaction of taking back what you did, basically. That happened.
You need to take the consequences in a way that only affects you.
Right.
So he decides to go to Diane. I love the idea of going to Diane because while Diane and BoJack are extremely similar, they have their own very similar parallel flaws and trajectories in a lot of ways. The fact that BoJack comes here with the I need to own up to what I did, so I want you to do your hit piece thing. And she's like, no.
Right.
That's not how this works.
Well,
it doesn't actually make you, have accountability. And then they have the joke of the dark joke of, oh, a CEO that's a sex bot and has been sexually harassing people all along. But then, of course, he says something slightly,
not the one thing that's not
sexual. And they're like, wait a minute. And then, that happens, which is hilarious. But the idea that the sex bot doesn't even get the consequences. Todd has to literally go take it out to pasture.
Oh yeah, he full on Lenny's it. And I love it. Like yes.
It's wonderful. It's a great joke.
But
with
with
the idea that that's we can't do that, because you'll just keep going on, BoJack.
Well,
people will forget about this, and you won't actually be held accountable.
Exactly.
Not only that, there is no holding accountable.
Right. You can't rely on other people forcing you to change because that's not what actually happens.
Right.
They might force you to pay penance of some way.
Yeah.
But the thing is that that's not actually going to fix the problem.
Well said,
and that's what I love about it because it's the bit that Diane's like coworker or boss said
from Krush, yes.
Yeah, from Krush was like dead on.
Yeah.
Being said by the worst person to say it, basically, because
the person who probably doesn't apply it at all.
Well,
the best
applies
way.
it to a fault, right? Of the I can do no wrong, that whole thing, right? But the idea of actually forgiving yourself, that is what you have to do because otherwise you'll never get anywhere. So the thing that BoJack said that sparked that whole fight with him and Diane earlier, right? You're 80% there, BoJack, but you forgot the other bit that's so important that makes it all mean something as opposed to just being, sort of self-gratification, right?
Yeah.
And so now it's you have to actually carry this burden. You have to say, okay, no.
You have to clean up your own shit.
You have to clean up your own shit, right?
And if you can't do all of it, you have to go get help from the people that are specifically there. This is their profession to help clean up your shit. You don't go to your friends. You don't go to the public. You don't try to make this about your ego. You don't try to get some kind of can someone else, just wave your hands and make me pay penance effectively for it.
Right, because
punish me. No. Actually, the punishing part is that you're gonna have to take time.
Right.
You're gonna have
There's no secret sauce. There's no gimmick or whatever.
And it's not a cure-all. I cannot tell you how much I'm glad they said that. I cannot tell you how much I'm glad they said that. There are so many people I know who have had those situations where they're like, shit, this is really bad. And then they go to therapy or something like that. And it's like, oh, yeah, you did that. That's great. But all it's basically doing is giving you tools.
Right.
You have to actually use the tools. You can't just be like, look at my fancy tool belt. I can do the things now. It's
right.
Cool, but then you're not doing them, so
they gave you a shot. Right? It's the okay, you're drowning, right? This is a way that, you're accepting the lifeline that will pull you out. Mm-hmm. But that doesn't mean you're not going to dive back in, right? They can't do anything about that. It's you're in a place where you're compromised and your efforts to save yourself are not working. It is insufficient, right? Cool.
So you can keep doing what you've always been doing.
Right.
Or you can go see if these people have, something
Exactly.
that can help you.
Yeah. And I love that because it's getting at the idea that this might not be enough.
No.
And because this is like the choice to fix your own shit, right? It includes relying on other people.
Right.
But at the end of the day, it still comes back to you. And so when this is just something that will be helpful but not solve it for you, now you have to continue to be like, okay, what's the next step?
What's the next step?
Which,
the next step for this show is BoJack actually gets into contemplation, gets into introspection. Even if we time skip past the entire time he's in rehab, I think that that's something that the show has been pointing at for quite a while, is the idea that BoJack will be wiser in season 6. But he won't necessarily be some, hippo Zen master.
Right.
He's not going to have everything figured out, but he's going to have tools. He's going to have some new neural pathways that he tends towards first before certain other things. Now, is that enough? I don't think so. I think it's going to be the thing of where it will be enough to get him rolling. The problem is that he's going to come back into this world and he's not going to have resolved the emotional pain, like the stuff that is not tied to the drugs, because the rehab is going to probably kill the drug addiction, I would say. I think he genuinely will solve that,
or at the very least he'll be yes, it'll solve it from the perspective that he'll be able to stay away from it.
I think that's the thing that will be really big about this, is that BoJack will have no more coping mechanisms. But the thing is that the coping mechanisms are probably what's kept him alive and or just going forward for decades now.
Well, and that's why, of course we don't need to see the rehab in full and all that stuff.
No.
I would really love it if, say, like the first episode is part of that reintroduction to the state of things.
Sure.
Is the rehab in like a montage, and then it ends with BoJack coming out the other side, and then it's like, okay, and then we go into, season 6 or something.
Sure.
Because that's gonna be hell for BoJack, right? Like it absolutely will be, and the process of him dealing with all the stuff that is not the drugs, I feel like that ball will start rolling in the rehab,
Okay.
Because he won't, like, he'll lose the dependency as a result of the rehab, right? But the process of that will mean not having the coping mechanism.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
So, yeah.
That's what I'm saying, is that if he doesn't have the coping mechanisms, what tool does he use when he starts feeling all that shit start to drag him down into the tar pits again? And I think that he won't have anything naturally for that. So he'll need to either address that in a separate thing, like a whole additional storyline for that, or it's I will try to do it myself, or maybe with other people. He'll try to rebuild connections and stuff after all of this. And it'll either be too little, too late, or it'll be he'll have just enough people that he'll be able to pitter patter forward, and then the story will kind of end with him just, finally having his last bit of fuel in the tank and just kind of being done.
I'm curious if they'll show him if they'll show him basically finding new coping mechanisms that are healthier, that he can like have control over.
Well, that's why I think he won't be the Zen master. Is that
exactly.
That's what that would be.
Right. It'll be he might go back to the whatever it was, like the box of muffins or something from season 1, right?
Yeah.
Like where it's something like that. He also goes out on runs, every day, or, has these other things that are the structure within his life, so that the purpose that the drugs did fulfill is still being met, while at the same time making sure it's nothing that is the more destructive stuff like drugs and alcohol, specifically for BoJack. You know?
I'd be very curious to see like effectively a season 6, because it's the final season, going to be a form of a reboot of the series.
Oh, sure.
There's some shows that I've seen that do this where when they know they're, coming up on the end or they're about to do the final, bit of their run, they kind of do an effective reboot of things, and it's a very gutsy decision. But what you can kind of do is you can bring everything way more intimate and back to the characters.
Yes.
Because you basically say, hey, all that plot world stuff, we just shunt that away, and we basically restart the whole introduction to the main character and characters through the lens of
I can see that.
the ways in which their new environment is something that they need to see. And if BoJack gets a time skip, he gets a Mr. Peanut Butter who's married again. Princess Caroline is actually like a mom now. Diane maybe is even in a healthier place as well.
Yeah,
like she moves or something. The stuff with Todd, he's now back to his kind of more relaxed lifestyle where he's not like he's on
not
people's
relying
couches and
on
stuff.
some comedic gimmick.
Right,
for the episode.
That is a form of a reboot in a lot of ways.
Well, and I think the big one for me that makes me think that they might do something like that is Mr. Peanut Butter.
Sure.
Because he went right back to the beginning.
He did.
He had the Diane decision or the BoJack decision, and he chose the other one because it wasn't quite painful enough. Really that's what we had established for him from the beginning, of him being clueless and not having all of the kind of issues that BoJack has with regards to not being able to see fault in himself.
Yep.
But being able to sort of get away with it because he's naturally affable and everything.
Right.
So like the fact that the moment where you were going to tell Pickles that you cheated on her and that things were over, nope. Instead, you propose. Like with the Diane thing, that's something where I feel like he had the realization of, oh shit, no, there are, and especially with like going to the party and all that stuff.
Sure.
That I have issues with this, right? There is a part that I play in this, and Pickles is where he actively is like, nope, I choose this.
Yeah.
Which that hurts.
That hurts.
Like it hurts for Pickles. It hurts for Mr. Peanut Butter. Like I feel like
probably even somewhat like hurts for Diane too.
Oh sure. Like all of the I've as somebody who has never been married, right? When I hear people talk about how like somebody's been married so many times and like that's like it's a red flag, right? That was always just sort of like a conceptual thing. Like, okay, I understand how that could could be a thing. But now I feel like I got a very, very crisp example of, the ways in which that might be.
Yeah.
That, right? Because it's
like an avoidance tendency.
It's an avoidance, right? It's like, no, you can't possibly think that, like, truly think that this is going to be different, right? Like that, at some point it becomes willful ignorance.
Right. It's the difference between BoJack being like, hey, it's me, I'm the problem, it's me. And Mr. Peanut Butter being like, hey, so could you tell her that? Because I'm kind of a good news person.
Yeah.
See, you're the kind of person that's great at bumming people out.
Yeah.
The level of delusion is over 9,000. We are in a crazy territory here. But I think my favorite potential storyline here is Diane's.
Absolutely.
Because Princess Caroline finally got what she's wanted.
Yep. It's like,
and I'm like,
way
yes,
to go.
Let's go.
Awesome.
Yes. So I'm just like, go, be happy.
Right. You don't need to be in season 6 other than like a few key moments to show that you got it and it's still full of win and
right. The sucky thing is you had to go through decades of all that to get here.
But
Diane, okay, so this is a Western animated, 2D, TV show. Very minimal in terms of the complex animation because we have very simple art style. We have only so many ways in which you can get at the nuance and body language of a person in this story.
Right.
And yet the level of detail they went into for Diane's quiet lamentation and contemplation was beautiful.
Yeah.
Because you can see her realizing that when BoJack goes in there, that yes, that's her best friend. Am I the idiot? Am I going to be alone now?
Sure.
Am I getting left behind?
Oh yeah.
He's
always been sort of the heel for me that makes me feel good about myself. Wait, if he's figuring it out, I know I have stuff to figure it out because that whole thing with Mr. Peanut Butter, right? The fact that it didn't just happen once. It wasn't just a single moment of indiscretion, right? It happened twice. like the that second time where it's the oh shit, this is a tendency of mine, right? We'll
this
have
isn't
these
just a Mr. Peanut Butter's issue. This is the UN Mr. Peanut Butter issue.
He absolutely has his issues too. So don't burden
get it
yourself.
twisted.
Don't get it twisted. Don't burden yourself too much with it. But that's some shit you got to deal with, right?
So do you have what it takes, or is she going to, avoid?
Yeah.
Disappear?
Well, and then on top of that, they very much set up the absence to imply, something with all the words that she said about the friend, in middle school.
Yeah.
And she said, "Yeah, I loved her." And then she specifically said all of those things except that with BoJack. And then when BoJack goes away, she starts to think and it's I'm happy for you. Oh, I'm also sad. And wait, hang on. Uh-oh. So yes, go, drive far, and you can figure that shit out. Because
I'm glad you mentioned the love thing, because I think that what they did here is something that if we talk about this show from a meta standpoint, which I think BoJack absolutely encourages that.
Absolutely.
This is the kind of show that it's totally okay to do this for, because the creators of this show absolutely understand meta.
Mm-hmm.
Diane was the first season love interest character.
Right.
By all Western American TV show conventions,
they end up together.
They end up together in the end.
Mm-hmm.
BoJack, by the nature of his story, not meta conventions, but by the nature of his story, he will end up alone in the end. So either this is that fun little moment of where you're supposed to interpret this, in a many different ways, because she's not saying anything, but she could realize in this moment that, holy shit, I think I love this guy. And at how it makes her feel just, oh no, wait.
Yeah.
Am I fucked? 2, it gives her this well then damn it, I'm going to change. There's so many ways this could take, but they basically leave it up for,
and I love how
season 6 to figure that out.
I love how the, whether or not it goes into the realm of romantic love is not something that is necessary in order for the scene to work.
No.
Right?
No, not really.
The friendship angle is more than enough.
More than enough, yep.
Because we know exactly what kind of friendship they have and the different ways in which they affect each other, right? So, awesome. As the thing that you would most want in a romance is for both characters to grow as a result of knowing each other, right? That's how you know a relationship's healthy. The definition of a bad relationship is when you bring out the worst of each other, right? So hey, in this situation, she probably realized, I'm guessing, that, oh no, in the same way that I had a tendency with Mr. Peanut Butter, right? I have a tendency here.
Yeah.
I can't fully trust myself here. I am going to distance myself so that I can figure my own shit out, right? But also, I fully believe that there will be a reunion between the two of them where she basically congratulates him on getting through rehab and all of that stuff. It's going to be awesome. And that theoretically, the show could end up with the two of them together and have it be a thing that feels positive, not and this is where they regress into their, habits, and now you know how the story will go, and we end it there, right? They could absolutely do that. And this is a necessary thing to do, and I really appreciate that this happens when we have a full season of television left, because oftentimes this is understood to be an important thing in a narrative, but you leave that for the very end, the last episode of a show, or the very end of a movie or something like that, and it's okay.
Yes, we're being lazy. We don't want to have to write all that.
We don't want to have to write all that, but also we didn't necessarily fully set up why that's so necessary, and then you don't get to see the aftermath, the stuff that we'd really be excited to see, of showing exactly the ways in which things are different, so that we can trust the ending rather than just be and assume that everything was fixed and that it's all good now. Cool. Bye. Yeah, that doesn't work. It can work, but come on, you can do better.
We're in the show BoJack Horseman.
That's right.
We can do way better. So y'all, thank you so much for watching this episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next and final episode's premiere episode reaction and discussion right now. Go check out the link in the description below for our Patreon. You can get on early access there. You can watch full-length timer reactions there, and all this comes with Discord access, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about animated shows in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.